Hi guys, this is week 33 Project Life, and as usual I am starting with my photos, and this week I am working with the gorgeous new Heartbreaker kit from Citrus Twist. I'm just picking out some cards and papers. I put that pink 6x4 down the bottom instead of a title card because I really liked the way it worked with the pink in my bottom left hand photo there. So I love that rainbow stripy paper up the top, so of course that's going to end up being my title card. And then I just need a filler card and one for my little 2.5 square photo there. I like this heart. I wasn't sure about it because it's this really dark forest green, but I actually really like it because it's next to a photo of me and Shane, and we were all dressed up to go to a wedding, and I just really liked it there. So I'm going to end up using it. I worried it was a little bit dark, but you'll see how I fix that. And then instead of a card, I'm just cut down one of the 6x8 bits of paper. It's really pale blue, but it's got little splatters of pink on it, which I really like. So that way there are little touches of pink throughout my page. I wasn't really sure where to start with this layout, to be honest. So I just grabbed a photo and I'm going to do some stamping on it. I stamped the word today, and then this stamp here says out and about today, but what I wanted to do was just partially stamp the out and about so that I could mix the fonts. So I've got a couple of different fonts, but I didn't stamp it particularly well in the right place. You see there's still quite a large gap at the top of the photo, and I want to do something to fill that up. It looks a bit unbalanced, so I grabbed out the die cut pack, and as you can see, as always, there's a million in here, so I'm just really quickly going through these, pulling out any I think I may use on this spread, whilst also pulling out ones that I think might work on that photo, and just popping the rest aside because there are so many. It does make it really hard to look through. I decided on a label, and I'm going to go with this blue one rather than the pink one, just because there's blue in my photo. And I'm not sticking the whole label down, I'm just sticking it across the top and then trimming the top off, and it just fills up that little gap. I'm not going to stamp anything else on there, it's just to fill up that gap of empty space. Now I want to do something, and I'm going to put down all of these die cuts, and I don't end up using really any of them, I don't think. I love that pink this moment one, but it just doesn't work on that photo, so I think I'll end up using that probably in a traveler's notebook spread instead. Again, same thing, I picked out the chipboard and I couldn't really see any I wanted to use on there either. And then I pulled out the gold puffy stickers. Now these are amazing. They're just the most beautiful, bright coloured gold. So I am definitely going to go a little bit overboard with those, I think. I'm going to start with this 3x4 card. I just stuck down my photo, and then I'm going to add my gold puffy sticker, and then one of these epoxy stickers underneath it. And this is kind of, if you've seen Ellie Edwards' video about recipes, then this is exactly what I would call this. I'm going to use this recipe throughout this spread. I'm going to add a gold puffy sticker word, and then something square. I'm not going to add any more epoxy stickers, sorry. I'm going to add a few of these tiny word die cuts instead. But it is a really great way to pull a spread together. So I'm just adding that one up there. Wonder, and I added it towards the bottom just so it would stand out a little bit more against that dark background. But you can see here when I add this one down the bottom, the colour of gold that this is, it actually shows up really well on light or dark backgrounds. So it works out really nicely. So I've got those three words, and then that's where I'm going to leave it for now. I added all my journaling onto this one card down the bottom here, and you can see how this is how I run it through my typewriter. I just stick it onto a piece of scrap paper, run it through, and then pull it off, and generally I use a bit of washi tape to cover up any glue on the back. I left a little bit of space at the top so that I could add another sticker, and I'm going to go for this epoxy sticker here. And I'm kind of feeling like I'm pretty much done. I just need to do something with this filler card that I had. And I thought about repeating the hearts, and I added one of the epoxy sticker hearts, and then was like, no. And then I realized that the gold puffy stickers have all of these little hearts all over it. So I figured if you're going to use gold puffy stickers, why not use all the gold puffy stickers? So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to add a couple on my little filler card and one on my photo, and you'll see I add a lot more later on, but for now I'm going to work on my title card because it's pretty much the only thing I've got left to do. I couldn't work out what sort of label I was going to add to this title card because there are so many colours, nothing really stood out. So in the end I cut apart the bottom of that journal card and used this really large label. Well, that's what I turned it into anyway. And I'm going to use that tiny little scrap of label that I cut off just to, because it's that darker blue, it just sort of anchors it a little bit. So I've created a background. Now the kit this month doesn't have any alphas in it, it's got those beautiful gold puffy stickers instead. So I pulled out a couple of my Citrus Twist stamp sets and I'm going to use both. So I'm using this sort of plainer font, the outline font, to spell out week, and then I'm using the serif font numbers to spell out to stamp the 33. So I like the effect of having the two different fonts for the stamps, and that's easily replicatable with any font stamps, any alpha stamps that you've got in your stash. Usually I add my date stamp to a label, so luckily there was room on this label to add it. I didn't plan very well though and didn't leave enough room for a gold sticker in between, so I just had to use my pen. And I'm pretty much done, but what I think is I want to add a few more of these hearts. Like if you're going to do something themed like this, it pays to go overboard rather than underboard, I guess. And I don't like the way that that fun is sitting there. It's not in the right place. So I just do a little bit of shuffling and I end up with this really strong vertical of gold puffy stickers, which I feel like just ties the whole spread together. Let me know in the comments below if you ever go back and change anything about your spread after you think you're finished. I don't usually, you know that, but I think it really paid off this time. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye!